Good evening. Happy Monday, guys. I know Russ is probably out there watching this in the future, so hello to Russ in the future. All right. Get my little crafty bits set up here. Hey, guys. Nan and Jim and Frank, many of our usual suspects popping in, and Phil. Hey, guys. Hello, hello, hello. And yeah. Ashley, hello everybody. I'm just waving at you guys. Hi, happy Monday. Well, I did hear from our buddy Russell that he was still on the train. So I don't know if he is going to be joining tonight or not. So I guess we will play that by ear. So, cool. So I've got like not the most not the most exciting lineup tonight, but I will be making my envelopes so you guys get to see some of the stuff I'm doing here. Oh, wait a minute, he did join. I knew he couldn't keep away, but I think he might still be on the train. Maybe, I don't know, or maybe he went home. No, wait, there's two of him logging in. I don't know, we'll see. Surprise. You're
Hello?
home. You made it.
Barely. I'm
We see
trying to
you.
turn my phone around.
We see
I
you.
know.
And there's my camera shy co-pilot. Hello.
There we go.
Aww.
Oh my gosh, what a day.
Was it just like a dumpster fire kind of a day?
Well, it started off okay, but then as I started to come home, the trains started getting funny and we got stuck underneath and it was hot and
Oh god.
oh, it was just awful.
Oh god.
So I don't have much of a project today.
Like I'm making
So because
envelopes out of pieces of magazine. Like this is what we're going
oh
with here.
cool.
We're going bare bones grassroots over here with craft
Well,
projects.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show people how I practice my writing. So I thought that might be of interest to people.
Yes, it would.
Um, let me. Have you said hello to everyone already?
Yes, the only stragglers here would be Ola, Pocono Pam, and Lisa literally just popped in, and then the others have been on since I went live. So,
Okay, great.
yes, we
Anna
have.
just joined. Welcome.
We've done our pleasantries. Hey, Anna.
Good, good.
Cool.
I'm reaching down to get some scrap paper. This is all these inserts that I have from Frozen. That they throw away that I then snag before they can hit the dumpster
Cool.
so that I can practice. And so I've just inked up a pen. This is the broad tip. So I wanted to show people um, this is the single broad. There's a double broad, which is even uh, fatter, but that is the
Oh, that's a
nib.
fountain pen. Oh,
It
okay.
is a fountain
For
pen.
some reason, I thought you were getting like one of those chisel tips calligraphy marker
Well,
things.
no, not that, but this is as close to a calligraphy font that you're going to get. There's the broad, which is the wide, and then there's the double broad, or the extra broad. Some people call this the italics nib. Kate
Interesting.
Charlton has joined. Welcome.
Hello. All right.
So I'm going to try to get some ink flowing. There we go.
And I've just got these little envelopes that I was making. I've had these. I had a magazine and I cut some of the pages out because I thought they were kind of cool looking. Like this one's a treehouse in the forest, which I don't know. I was drawn to this picture. So I was just making inserts, liners for these. And I'm like, yes, I got like a serotonin rush or something from this, like because I knocked these out. I've had a pile of these on my kitchen table for a while, and this is it. So I've worked through all of them, like they're done, And I can move on with my life and make even bigger envelopes now with all my other paper. So it's an envelope kind of evening.
It's not. This is a pilot pen rather than sailor. But so I'm going to show you my moleskin. And in my moleskin, I have a double set of pages. So the first is I always have difficulty to practice writing. So the first page are all the states spelled out. So I can practice writing the names of the states. Then I have alliteration names. So I have boys' names. So I can practice boys' names. And then alliteration, I have girls' names. So I never have to worry about what I'm going to write. And I also had palindromes in here somewhere. Oh, pangrams, which is nonsense sentences that have all the letters of the alphabet.
Cool.
I never knew that was the word for those.
Pangrams. Wait. Can we read these? Sphinx of black
Sphinx
quartz.
of black quartz, judge my vow.
Judge my vow, bitch. No, I'm sorry. I feel like these are things that somebody would scream if they were really high on something.
Yeah. Jackdaws love my big sphinx of quartz.
Oh, wait, can we do some more? These are awesome. Okay, wait.
Yeah. And of course, they're all better if you put in the word bitch. So, pack my box, bitch, with 5 dozen liquor jugs.
Oh my God, this is like the fortune cookies. Only you add bitch at the end. I'm sorry for any children that might be in the audience,
Exactly.
But these are awesome.
Sorry if Araya, if you're listening,
Cover
these are
thine
grown-up
ears,
words.
children.
Yeah.
Look away.
So Pam, if Araya's around, please cover her ears. Frank says, a man, a plan, a canal, Panama. But I don't see any Z's there, though, Frank.
Wait, I can't see because everybody's commenting and making laughing faces. Okay, move it over. Okay, what does that say?
Okay. How razorback jumping frogs, bitch, can level 6 peaked gymnasts.
They leveled it, man. Okay.
The quick bitch onyx goblin jumps over the lazy dwarf.
That sounds like the name of a suggestive video. Wait, read that one again. Where did we come up with this stuff?
The quick bitch onyx goblin jumps over the lazy dwarf.
No. The quick onyx goblin bitch jumps over the lazy dwarf. So a panagram includes all 26 letters of the alphabet?
Correct.
I'm going to write this down. This sounds like an interesting free writing challenge, if I've ever heard one. Postcard challenge, anyone? Panagram postcard, anyone? There's a lot we could do there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Panagram postcards. I've never heard of a panagram, I will be honest, but
I think it's pangram. I think I misspoke. I think there's no extra A, so I think it's just pangram.
There's no panda that comes to your house and delivers it. It's pangram.
No.
Not a pandagram. Damn. All right, cool. Well, no, I think that's kind of cool. So what else do we have in your notebook that we can laugh about? I'm like, alliterations. Okay, cool. Sounds very studious. And then you went straight into pangrams, and I was like, whoa. There's a lot in that notebook.
Oh yeah, all my card series that I do. This was the very first intro that I did for Frank's podcast. Hello, postcardists. My name is Russ Romano, and I'm a paper artist and philatelist from New York City. And you are listening to Frank Roche on the Postcardist Podcast.
Cool. So do you write your own talking points down before you get on to one of the podcasts?
Well, it depends. Sometimes, Frank, we agree in advance what we're going to talk about, and then, but sometimes we just, I just have some things that I want to cover. Yeah.
Cool. Also, I got your postcard.
Oh,
Speaking of
good.
series, I must say, are like, do you sell these? These are really pretty.
I don't sell them. I've thought about selling them,
You
but
should. These are so pretty. Like,
that one was special because I know that your daughter was into origami, like I said on the back.
yeah,
And so I thought that everyone could enjoy that card. But that's a really special card because of the Children's Day celebrations.
it's so pretty. No,
Um,
just the colors are striking. Like, look at all the
yeah.
contrast on this. Just
Well,
saying,
I'm
like
glad
if
that
it
you
were
like it.
me and I had all those amazing photography postcards, I would be putting those things into a set and like selling them out there somewhere. Just saying.
Well, no, and I appreciate that. But it's one of those
I
things that,
buy them.
I think they're good. I just didn't know if anyone else would thought they would be good. And so, that's the whole self-confidence thing. You never, I don't know. Um,
I dig it. No, I,
but
I
but
hear you.
but thank you. I know I do appreciate that, and for
I'm
those
just
of you who are
saying,
seeming to enjoy them,
I
yeah,
envision those being part of like a series or a set. Like, I mean that. Like, let's face it, that box set of patriotic postcards that I got for Fourth of July. Like, some of them were pretty and some of them were kind of cool and historic looking, but there were very few in that pack, save for there was one black and white still of a guy that was wearing, or it had like almost a full body tattoo suit on of like flag tattoos or whatever. Most of them were kind of ho hum as far as postcard designs go. There were very few in that pack that were artsy, but like these are incredibly artsy. So I
well,
definitely could envision that. That's
I appreciate that, but then the question is, how much would, and this is a rhetorical question, so I'm not expecting people to answer, or if you want to answer, you can answer it to me in a DM.
okay.
But how much would you pay for one of these original Japanese postcards? So,
Is it a single
Jim,
postcard or is it a set or a
well, let's say
series?
let's say just say a set of five, like the set of five that I was going to give away, that I was going to give away. I don't think if we ever got to it. I was going, or maybe we did. I don't know. For the bingo. So let's say a five original photos postcards in a Japanese series. What would you pay? So, Jim, let's get caught up real quick. Um, Jim says he got his postcard today, and Ashley and Frank as well. All got your Japanese postcards today. I'm happy for that. Swap a Kink is here. Welcome. So, and that's a Moo postcard, by the way. That was printed through Moo.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going
Yeah.
back to it. That's beautiful.
Well, I think it's
The
I think
quality
it's a
is
nice quality
fantastic.
postcard as well. It's a
Yeah.
thick postcard. It's a laminated postcard, so it usually travels well.
Yeah, no scuffing. Like I think I don't really see any marring. Like the edges look good. It travels
Yeah.
really well. It's sturdy. It's a sturdy postcard. I endorse it. I like it.
And like I said, I sent those off from work today. Patty's here.
Hey,
Welcome. I
Patty.
sent those off from work, so I do apologize in advance for the lackluster stamp choices. But those stamps were chosen. I use the Forever stamp for everybody, and those stamps were chosen with each of the individual in mind as well. Not everyone got the same stamp either. So, but so some of you got Scooby stamps. Some of you got the Love Heart stamp, which is one of my favorite stamp series from recent series. I think a lot of you got the Gardens. I've really become enamored with the American Garden stamps that just came out.
I can't use mine. I'm like afraid to, I'm afraid to use them because they're so pretty.
Yeah. That's why I always get a second set, one to keep and the one to send off. And then if I start sending them off, like I'm already on my third set of those garden stamps. I've been using them so often.
They're definitely not one that I would put if I had to mail out a bill or something. I would not
Right. No,
use it on a bill.
I'm
Like I
saying
would use an just saying, I would use one of those orchid stamps for a bill. I'm like, mortgage, you get the orchid stamp. Just saying. Or some other stamp that I have like a bajillion of.
right.
But not the ones on the special sheets. Not that one, not the lenticular T-Rex. Oh no, no, no. No, no, no.
No, it was so funny because I was talking with Lisa, and as everyone knows, hopefully, if you've been following my feed, the Bugs Bunny stamps are coming out at the end of the month, and she only ordered one set, and I'm like, Lisa, are you kidding me? She prevented her daughter from using her good stamps one time. Because she had some stamps. Her daughter wanted to send out some mail, and she says, "No, you can't use those stamps. Those are good stamps." So I said, "Come on, Lisa, why did you just order just one set when you have favorite stamps?" Yeah. Backpacking West joined. Welcome.
Hey there. All right. Well, I am
But
done with my little envelopes right now. I'm so proud of myself. Like I got through it and now I have all this cool paper I'm going to start using, I think.
did you get a chance to watch what you missed on Sunday's episode of the studio?
No, I did
Okay.
not. I popped on for about 5-10 minutes and then, but I was at my brother-in-law's pool. So I was only
No,
able
I
to be
wasn't
on for a bit.
expecting you, so it was a lovely surprise when you were able to show up. But what you can do is what I have figured out, and I apologize to you on that episode. Um, I have a recipe book that um, when I finish a project or finalize a project, I put all the specifics in a book that I keep, and I call it my recipe book. Um, and I'm trying to see if I can find it real I was trying to see if I could find it real quick. Um, but I was going through the envelope section of my recipe book and I found out how to make these liners without having to do anything special. So, what you do is you take the same size sheet. You know how you make for the liner, you make a second envelope and then just cut it down?
Right.
Well, if you take the original size of your paper and cut it down by a 1/4 inch on both directions, and then score it on the same mark of the envelope, you'll have a liner.
Oh, okay. So if I had an 11 by 11 sheet of paper, I would cut the second sheet down to 10 and three quarters.
Correct.
Okay, by
And then
10
you
and
would
three
use
quarters.
the same marking that you would um,
Interesting.
on the 11-inch paper.
Yes. Huh. Gonna have to try that.
Yeah. And then what you do is you do the same thing you would do is you cut off the sides just like you
Okay.
did, and then
Yep.
you would have two of them. You would have two of these. You just fold it in half and split it up. Do you want me to show you real quick?
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
You've got me interested now. Okay. See
Okay.
how
So
this
let me.
witchcraft works. So Lisa, when you ordered the Bugs Bunny stamps, they didn't show you a photo of what specific stamps were going to be there, so you didn't know which ones were going to be in it. Ah.
Yeah, that was supposed to be top secret, and then it leaked, and then everyone freaked out.
Oh no.
Yeah. Um. So, do you have your punch board with you?
As a matter of fact, I do.
So, do you have a 4 1/4 by what is it? 4 1/4 by 5.5 mark. What do you have for your 5 bar?
Are you looking at card size?
Yes.
I've got my 5 bar is actually the card size is 4 by 5.5.
Okay. Okay. Well, a later at a later manifestation of that increased to 8 inches. So
Oh.
they increased the 5 bar to 4 1/4 by 5.5, which is a half a sheet of regular paper folded in half.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So what we figured out is that if you take an 8-inch square, you can make that envelope for that 5 bar. Okay. So I'm pretending that I'm making one of those. So what that means is that I have and that marking is 3.5 inches. So this is a 7 3/4 by 7 3/4
Okay.
square, right?
Okay.
So I go to 3.5. Let me get in camera here.
Mm-hmm. All right. 7 3/4,
Okay.
7 3/4.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna go to 3.5, and you're gonna start your punching and everything. So you're gonna punch first. Now the interesting thing here is that you're not gonna score all the way down. So you're just gonna score about 2 inches,
Mm-hmm.
so that you know where to place this little tab, right?
Yep.
So you're gonna rotate it. You're going to, just like you would, right?
Yeah.
So you rotate it so you have that mark there by the little foot. You're going to punch again, and you're going to score 2 inches. And you don't want to score too hard because you don't want to crease your paper. And you're going to do that for all 4 sides. Okay. And you're going to come down here. You're going to score a couple of inches. Okay. And then you're going to score here. Okay. So this is what you get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now comes the fun part. So now we are going to cut the side flaps off, right? So these would be the side flaps of your envelope, and these would be the top flaps.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do is you're going to line this up in your cutter and cut this side flap off.
Oh, you used an actual cutter? I just use scissors and I kind of just do my thing. Huh.
You can, yeah, you can.
But that must be there's more precision if you do that. So.
Well, you know me,
Yes.
So you're going to cut
some
that
bad
side.
offcuts though. Seriously, using the scissors every so often, I'll be like, "Nyeh," and then the line just looks wrong. So.
Yeah.
Nola Blue Bayou just joined. Hello.
Hello, Nola. Welcome. So this is what you get when you cut off the 2 flaps, right?
Yep.
So you have a top flap and you have a bottom flap. You could round these like you normally would, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what I do is I fold this in half, tip to tip. You crease it, and then you're going to cut on that crease. So for every one of these, then you're going to get 2 liners.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And then the reason why you don't, of course, I don't have one. Let me see if I can.
But that will actually save you paper offcuts in the end. You
It
can make
will.
more use of one sheet.
Right, exactly. And then the reason why you don't score it all the way is because if you scored it all the way, what would happen is that the crease would would line this all the way up to the top.
Yeah.
Right? So this is where you can place it, and then you'd fold it like you normally do and seal it.
Interesting. So how did you figure out that trick?
It was one of those things where someone else did it and they figured all the math out of it. And so I found it, but then like I said, I had to apologize to you on air because I knew that I knew it, but I'd forgotten that I knew it. And it wasn't until I was going through my recipe book looking for envelope ideas that I came across it again. I'm like, oh, she's going to kill me when I tell her.
I mean, honestly, no. If you had not shown me this trick, I would have never been any the wiser.
So you're saying you're not going to watch the reruns of my shows? Is that what you're saying? Okay, I get it.
So
I get it.
Yeah, maybe I'll watch the rerun of your show.
But so that's the way. So when the larger the sheet, the closer to a 1/4 inch on each dimension. The smaller the envelope, you can go down to like 1/8 of an inch.
Okay.
Because you're gonna need that. But so that's how you can save some paper. Like you said, you get 2 liners per sheet that you do.
Yeah, it's not
And
bad.
so, and you don't waste as much paper. But then you don't have to, fiddle with it and, line it up and all that kind of stuff. So,
Right. All right. So I don't know if I'm going to attempt that tonight, but
yeah, no.
start
Just know
thinking
that's
about that.
available.
Yeah, no, and obviously it's here on this video. So what would you call that? Envelope liner shortcut?
Hack. Let's call it
All
hack.
right. All right. I'm going to write this down. Envelope liner hack.
Jennifer joined. I don't know if we said hello to Jennifer yet.
I waved at her a little
Did you?
while
Okay,
ago.
cool.
Yes, I did.
I'm having lighting issues, so bear with me because I'm still set up from Sunday's studio session.
Oh, no problem.
But on these things, all I do is I'll spend about 30 minutes. I try to do like 30 minutes a day to practice my handwriting. And once again, my trick is that I line up the clip with the tip of the nib so that I can always keep those aligned so that I can always have the correct angle when I'm writing with the fountain pen. And I always try to do and you can see how thick this line is.
Oh, yeah.
So what I always try to do is that in hand lettering, they always tell you to do each letter individually. And so you always end up with that little uptick so that you can then bring back and join the letter. And then it turns into this. And for those of you who use fountain pens, I would love to know what letter combinations you have difficulty with. One of the letter combinations I have difficulty is the W going into the R. And I would also love to know how you do your R's. So there is the flat R like that, and then there's the circular R like that. So I'd love to know how you solve those problems.
So today I learned that I apparently have an older version of that punch board. It looks like the version that you have has more up-to-date specs on it for the envelopes.
I think that's the reverse. I think
interesting.
mine is even older than yours.
When did you? When abouts did you buy yours? Do you remember?
Oh, I've had mine for a long, long time.
Okay, so then maybe mine's the newer one, huh?
And there may be one version out later than yours as well. Anna says she struggles with the E. So that's a capital E. So I do that. Sometimes I'll do a little loop like that with my E's. And her R's look like V's. So I always have the peak to my R's. And V, if I do a fancy V, that's a fancy V. Oh, lowercase e. Yeah, the difficulty I have with lowercase e is I don't offer enough of a loop. So I get lazy and it looks like that. So it's hard. It looks like an I rather than an E. So I always have to slow down and make sure that I have a big enough of a loop. for my ease.
Come to think of it, Russ, you're like the only person, I think, one of the only people that I know that writes cursive on their postcards. Most people print.
Yeah, I used to have. Frank shared a story as well on the latest episode. If you have not heard the latest episode of the Postcards podcast, it is an absolute delight. He talks with 13-year-old Amelia, and Frank mentions that he used to write as well, and then he went to printing, and now he's gone back to cursive. I do it because it makes me slow down.
Mm-hmm.
And when I slow down, I actually think of the person that I'm writing the card to. So that's one of the reasons why I write in cursive on my cards. And so it forces me to slow down. And in so doing, it makes it even, to me, makes the card even more special to that person because I'm actually thinking of them as I'm writing the card because I'm forcing myself to slow down.
Right.
So that's why I tend to write in cursive. And because I have all these beautiful fountain pens, and why not write?
My gosh, yeah. Might as well rock them if you've got them.
Exactly. So, and also, I don't know if you started off with this since I came in late, but I wanted to say congratulations to Pam for her Hero Arts stamp set that was released today. I was there within an hour and ordered my set. I'm hoping I'm going to get it in time to do my Sunday studio session, but so congratulations, Pam. It's a great Red Letter Day for you. Absolutely. And so proud of you. And very proud to call you friend as well.
You know, the only problem with using these patterns is it's really hard to see your score line.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting lost in this thing. Whoops, I got it. Ha.
Pam said she gave us a shout out on her blog today.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, another letter I have difficulty with is the K's because I always forget to do the upper loop. So my K's come out like that, or not even like that. But yeah, so I have a hard time with K's. For those of you who write with fountain pens, do you have favorite letters to write? Favorite letters of the alphabet to write? I love writing the Z's. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know. It's a lot of fun. And then do you do extra flourishes for letters of your name, like your first letter or your last letter of your name? You know, I've got all kinds of different R's for Russ.
I have all sorts. Actually, I have one standard A for Allison that I've been doing for years in cursive. But it is seldom that I write in cursive unless I don't know, unless someone needs my signature on something like official, then I'll put it on. But it usually with postcards or letters, I really don't do cursive ever. Maybe I should.
Yeah.
Maybe I should. I got to practice a little bit though. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
It's a lost art.
So Ashley, how do you make your S's? Do you do like that, or you do an S like that? I'd like to know. And then W's, I get real angular with my W. And so this is how I tend to do my W's here. I get real wild with the final flourish.
Yeah, that W's got a lean for sure.
Yeah. My aunt used to have the most beautiful handwriting, and she was taught that that if you end the word with the letter T, you don't cross it. That you do. Has anyone seen that? Where you do that for your letter T if you end the word, like you would do WRIST, and that's how you would do a final T at the end of a word.
I've never seen that. No.
Yeah, she was taught that. Hello, Zoe. Welcome. Oh, Lisa, you hate writing the letter L. Wow. I do a big flourish. I do a big fancy lazy L.
Yeah, that's how I
Um,
do my capital L in cursive as well.
but if you don't get the bottom loop, the idea is that these are supposed to be parallel to one another. Because if you don't, then it looks like a flourish. So you have to be careful that you have enough space between the top loop and the bottom loop for it to look like an L. The Laverne L, Nick says. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a Laverne L. Lisa says she's done the T that way. She calls it the rush T.
I need to fix my camera. I feel like this thing is all over the place tonight. Okay, that's better. I think. All right. As long as it stays. As long as it stays, it's fine.
But I used to love writing to my aunt because she had such beautiful handwriting. And then she would get on to me for having sloppy handwriting. And then when I was a college professor and I had to hand grade papers, students would come up to me and says, "Can you decipher this? I can't understand what you're trying to say." Yeah, my handwriting was ruined by being a college professor. Because when you have 500 essays to write, it's to correct or to grade, um, your handwriting falls by the wayside. Which is why now I don't write more than five postcards at a time.
Oh, really?
Because by the fifth one, my handwriting starts getting rushed.
I mean,
And
that's how I got when I was doing the bingo postcards. I was like, oh, God, my hand.
yeah, yeah. So now I limit myself, but what I mean by five at a time is I'll do 5 postcards. I'll take a break, like an hour or, half a day or whatever, and then go back to it. So, Anna says that her family doesn't understand her writing either.
It's kind of funny, though. When I was a kid and we'd go on vacation, my mom would always say, go write a postcard for your grandmother or whomever. And it would be the last thing that I would want to do on vacation because as a kid, it felt like work. It almost felt as laborious as doing thank you notes. I don't know why. But now I go on vacation. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna send so and so a postcard, and I'll write, whatever, and I send it out. But as a kid, I hated writing postcards. I'm like, I shouldn't be doing work on vacation. This is too much work.
Stampix Rubber Stamps has joined. Welcome.
Hello. Welcome back.
See, but this is the K that I was telling you about. See how I can't figure out what's going on with my camera. Why it focuses sometimes and why it doesn't others.
I see a bunch of L's in Arkansas.
Yeah, but here's the Arkansas down here, and that's that closed K I was telling you about that I get rushed. If I don't pay attention, I don't get that upper loop.
Ah.
And what states? Well, nobody spells out states anymore. I think the only reason why I still do it is because I was doing stationery. What states did you have difficulty spelling?
Wisconsin.
Really? Yeah, to me, I still had to spell out Connecticut.
Massachusetts for the longest time.
I always put an extra E at the end.
Yeah, I never knew. I don't know. There were just too many vowels. No, there were too many consonants going on in that word.
Right.
I never knew what to put in.
Yeah, I always put ETTES.
Yep.
On Massachusetts.
Or I'd only put one S in, or I don't know. Right. As a kid, as a third grade kid, that word always tripped me up.
And the word and when I was going to school, the word that we used to love was Mississippi because we got to say P. MISSI double PI. Yeah. I know sophomoric humor, but yeah, when you're a little kid, you try to find any humor you can find.
That's right. That's true. You do.
And then we go, he said P.
Oh, please. You still have your pterodactyl postcard somewhere that I sent you.
Yeah.
You're probably still laughing at that dad joke.
Sister Maria, he said pee. And all day long we'd go running around saying stuff like that, you know. And then the young nuns were fun, you know, but it's the older ones like, stop being so juvenile.
Did you have nuns that were super, super, super strict?
Oh yeah. And I was always the one that ran afoul of them.
Me too. Well, when
Yeah.
I went to parochial school, we had one nun. It was my second grade teacher, and I was petrified of her. This woman, I mean, as like little second grade me, this woman was easily 6 foot tall. She was like a linebacker. And she had this deep voice, and she was super loud and super strict. And like when she yelled, like you would just freeze. Like she scared the crap out of me. And if you ever cried, she would pull you over to the side of the room and yell at you and tell you that you were too old to be crying and to go come over here to her plants so that you could water her plants. Oh my
Oh
God.
gosh.
Oh my God. Memories of second grade. Horrifying. Horrifying. Yes. I was petrified of that woman. Now, she taught
Yeah,
really
no,
good
the
cursive.
nuns.
She taught good cursive, but she was just,
Yeah.
I was petrified of her.
Yeah, no, we were yeah, I these were Carmelite nuns, so they wore the brown habits, but then they had the the wooden rosary beads
Yeah,
that,
she was this one, Sister Grace Vincent. She was Carmelite as well. Yep, yep,
and
yep,
you know how they had the wooden rosary beads tied around their waist,
yep,
right?
yep.
Well, that's how we got spanked as well. So they'd bend us over the desk, and they would twirl these
Oh
beads,
my God.
and all you would hear is this wind go whoosh, whoosh, and then she would like lasso, you know, the you know how you take the how you hit someone with the wet towel, you know, that thing.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's what they would do with the rosary beads. So you hear this whoosh, whoosh, and they would never hit you on the same number of whooshes, so you never knew when to expect it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So sometimes it'd be the third whoosh, sometimes it'd be the fifth whoosh, yeah, and so you're waiting for, you know, for it to stop. Yeah. And, we also got banged over our knuckles with a ruler.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Corporal punishment at its best.
Yes. Well, by the time the nun got to me, they didn't do the corporal punishment thing, but they did a lot of yelling. There's a lot of yelling that year.
And also I have difficulties with my N's and my M's, not doing enough humps on the M's.
Let's see. I think I have time for one more envelope.
Of course you do. We have about 15 minutes
We
left.
do. Let's see what I've got in my pile of stuff down here. Yeah, I got room for one more. This was one that I made over the weekend. This is pretty blue paper. And actually, I got to show you guys. I love this brand. I got this at Tuesday Morning not too long ago. Maybe, well, no, actually a bit ago. It was last summer, maybe. And the brand of this is called Dear Lizzie. But I love how vivid. Check out these paper choices in here. Love the
Oh,
colors.
those are nice.
They're pretty. And like some of them have like a sheen to them. Some of them are like 1960s funky style, 70s summer things. This one's kind of iridescent looking almost. Marble. Woo. Mermaids. Strawberries. Yay. Look at them all. So anyways, lots of pretty paper here to make some pretty envelopes with.
I'm having difficulty with my ascenders and descenders.
Ascenders.
Because as you know, if this is your line, Did anyone learn how to write like this? So you would have the main line that you're writing on, and then you would have your ascenders and you would have your descenders.
Oh yeah, yes we did.
Right?
Yep.
So that you would, like when you did your G, that it had to go to the center of the line, then your descender had to go all the way down to the bottom, right? Your ascenders had to go to the top of the line, but then you had to do
Yes. I
the
never
middle of
knew
your
that
hoop.
they had an actual name. I
Yeah.
never knew they were called that.
So I always have difficulty going all the way down with my descenders. I still have some of that paper, Nan. Hold on, I'm going to the tunnel.
All right. Yeah, and actually, Nan, they still sell that paper. You can buy that paper at Dollar Tree with the dotted line and the ascenders and
like
the
that. It's hard to
descenders.
see.
Yep,
Yeah.
they still sell it. My
They
kids
still
use it
sell
actually.
it.
Yeah,
That's
like
where I bought this.
Dollar Tree.
Dollar store.
Love it. Dollar Tree for the win. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I still haven't written my postcard to Richard Simmons, just for the record. I'm a little
What was
behind.
that? I'm sorry.
I have not written my postcard to Richard Simmons' agent, but I plan to. Still planning to do that, folks. You know it. Wait, there's comments here. Yes, Nan, go to Dollar Tree. They have that paper. Go in the, there's like a kids' office section or like school supply section. Go there. They've got tons of that paper. That's where I get a lot of my postcarding supplies also. It's from Dollar Tree.
But this is where I learned how to write. So I have all kinds of these penmanship books.
The Sphinx of Black Quartz. Judge my vow.
There we go, another pangram.
I'm telling you, like that. I feel like you could put music to that, and someone could do some like weird spoken word album to it in the background.
Here's another one. Mad Brother Jarvis was quickly axed for crazy praying, bitch.
I love it.
The 5 boxing wizards jumped quickly, bitch. What, this one, Nan? This is called Mastering Copperplate Calligraphy.
All right, so I'm gonna have to. I'm now. I was going on a research craft binge on something else the other day, but I'm gonna have to very quickly switch to Pangrams. I need to get in on this. I really do. Actually, I have more letterpress stamps coming to my house. I'm so excited.
Letterpress stamps? What you talking about, girl?
You know that letter? You know those stamps that I was showing you guys? I thought it was called letterpress. It was the old-fashioned letterpress. They were like the metal stamps. There were copper ones. There were lead ones.
Oh, yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
letterpress, right?
Those are letterpress, but they're not okay.
What are they? Block stamps? What are they called?
Yeah, typeface is is the original term for them.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because they were used in letterpress for typefacing. So when you were thinking stamps, I was thinking like rubber stamps.
No,
Right?
these are the
Yeah.
original old school
Yeah.
metal stamps.
Typeface. Yeah.
Typeface. All right, so I've
Yeah,
got
there you
more of
go.
those coming.
Oh,
and,
cool.
My parents went to some antique show over the weekend, and they said, if we see any, do you want me to buy them? And I said, yes, please buy them. So I am getting some. I told them to find me some that were kind of odd or unusual or the weird, and they delivered. I cannot wait to start putting them on my postcards.
Yeah. Nick says she's here, but she's not all here because the Dodgers game is on. So when she hears Russ' super nice voice say "bitch," she snort laughs.
See? We're keeping you all on your toes. I don't know
Good
why,
for you,
but
Nick, because I am a huge baseball fanatic. You were going to say you don't know why? What?
crap. It walked out of my head. Never mind. Oh. I don't know why, but I felt compelled to throw the word bitch into those pangrams. It seems really fitting. I don't know why. It just does. Just does.
So, Nan, the answer to your question is this is the book called by Eleanor Winters. You can get it on Amazon. I ordered mine from a handwriting class that I was taking, but you can get this on Amazon. And there was another one that I'm looking at. So don't get this one yet. Let me find the other one first, and I will show that to you. It's a better book. So.
Oh, yeah. And also, I set my bingo prizes out this morning. I actually did it.
Show off.
I mean, it's rare for me to be on time with stuff like that. I gotta say, I was not expecting to have them out the door this morning, but I had a little extra time, so I said, all right, I guess I'll take them in. So I'll ship them out. And off they went. So those of you that were getting them from me, you should be getting them hopefully within the week, unless you live in the Midwest, in which case you'll see it in 3 weeks. But, soon-ish. And I love that you can just use this bone folder. It's great.
And Nan, where did you get that hippie coloring book?
Ollie's. I have them for other eras as well, but that'll be a future bingo night, I think.
So here's another book for those of you interested in penmanship or handwriting. This is Spencerian penmanship. And then the nice thing about this one is that they give you the handbook, but they also give you these little, what are they called? Copybooks. So this is how you can learn the dimensions of your letters. And what I do is I copy these pages and practice on the pages on the copies rather than mar up one of these books. And this is how children used to learn how to do penmanship.
That is a lost art, let me tell you. They do not teach cursive in most schools anymore. Not for a while. Not for a while. Sweet. I did it. I finished my envelope with 5 minutes to spare, 4 minutes to spare, something like that. Yay. Yo, did you fall?
No, I'm just making a mess.
Did you fall? Do you have a downstairs neighbor, by the way? I know you have an upstairs neighbor.
What was that?
Do you have a downstairs neighbor?
I don't. I'm on the first floor, so I'm
Ah.
very fortunate.
Just checking. Because I'm like, what if right now your downstairs neighbor was on their live stream going, oh my God, that guy upstairs keeps dropping all of his crafts and making noise. All right, finished product. Woo! This is a big old 6x8. I really like these bigger size envelopes because you can stuff a lot of postcards in them, especially if you're sending people a bunch of postcards and other lined envelopes.
Oh, that turned out beautiful. I love
I
the
like
different
the
patterns.
black and white. Yeah, I was kind of drawn to this one. So.
Well, I just like the inside as well. This is a combination of your liner and that outside.
Look, it's flapping.
Flappy Doodle.
It's awesome. Yeah, I'm pleased with this color combo. It turned out real nice.
What size envelope is that?
That's a 6x8.
Does it look huge?
6x8.
Okay.
Yeah, so technically it's still a first class stamp. I think technically, right?
That is correct.
6x8, but it's definitely on the larger end of the sizing spectrum.
6x9 is the largest that you can send out with letter postage.
Yeah.
Anything over that is a large envelope.
Yes. So we got this one. What else did we do tonight? We got this one. It's more tan or earth tones. And yeah, just playing with envelopes tonight, everybody. I'm just stoked I got these little ones done. What's that?
In case you missed it, I'm glad that you continued Sunday's episode. This is one of the ones that I did.
What is that?
Those are pressed flowers. I did those just for you.
What's that made out of? How did you make that paper?
It's vellum. And then what I do, if you use transparent paper, you can use a card to line it.
Those are real flowers?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So.
Kay Carlton says, I sent a Father's Day card that was 5x7 and it returned to me with a request for 15 cents more. That's crazy. 5x7.
Yep, that's where you. Well, it depends now. It depends on the thickness as well. So if it was too thick, you would have to pay the extra 15 cents. So if it's bulky or if it was unbendable, there are any number of reasons why they'll send it back to you, just because they can.
Bad mood.
Sometimes,
I mean,
many
who
of them.
knows? Yeah. Interesting.
Frank wants to know how you handle address labels on your envelope.
How do I handle? How do you show? Can you show how you handle address labels? Well, on my envelopes, I have sticky address labels, so I'll just stick one there. Now, for the person that I'm addressing it to, I will usually take and glue a piece of scrap paper, usually contrasting color, and I'll deckle the edges, or I'll rip the page, tear it along the edges so it looks frayed or distressed. And usually I glue that on, and then I'll either take a a plain white address label and hand write it, or I'll just take an extra sheet of paper, scrap paper, cut off like this, flip it over, write the person's name and address, and then glue it right on the envelope. And then to secure it, I'll put a couple strips of washi around it or some stickers or something like that. So usually that's how I do that. And then for the inside, for sealing this, usually, oops, bye.